The general still does not have all the men he wants, but he has plans for this place. He trains new soldiers always. Omaha was thought to be a good post to give recruits experience.
They got an experience, all right, Valentine said, trailing his binoculars over the open prairie surrounding the base. It would be a nightmare to get in. There were probably tripwires within the concertina, if not reapers prowling like guard dogs. I don't think marching up to the gate is going to work for me here.
I told you, our people are resourceful. There is a small tunnel which stretches very far. It opens out on the far side of the old concrete road behind us. A few have used it to escape. We cannot go through it in great numbers, for the air goes bad within. Kismem says it is very tiring. You have to crawl the whole way. It opens within the base in a livestock barn at the pigpen sluice.
Fantastic, Valentine said. He was not sure if Anka's knowledge of English extended as far as sarcasm.
No, my David. This is to your advantage. They use dogs on the base, some running free at night to find intruders. Pig odor may confuse them.
After the meal and rest, they swung around to the west in a final arc to the exit hole for the escape tunnel.
Strange how things turn out. We dug this to let our people get out, but we will use it to get in.
Not we, Valentine said. I don't think we should all go in, especially at night. Anka opened his mouth to argue when the noise of engines caused them all to drop to the ground. Valentine and Anka climbed up to the cracked and uneven remains of the old expressway and looked out at the western border of the base. A column of trucks bumped along a road running alongside the rail line bordering the cave, turning out from the main gate that Valentine could now see farther to the south. A 4x4 scout car led the column, followed by a genuine armored car on fat tires. Then came truck after smoke-belching truck, 22 in all, mostly old 2.5-ton army jobs, restored and painted and towing trailers. A few of these carried machine guns mounted in a ring on the roof above the passenger seat. Double-axle pickup trucks towing cannon followed the army trucks, interspersed with camouflage-painted U-Hauls. In the beds of the pickups, uniformed figures sat facing each other. Valentine plucked a piece of grass and chewed it as the procession of motorized military might passed by.
I see some of our people still wish to serve the general,
Anka observed, as more utility trucks rolled by, their slat-sided beds filled with armed golden ones and gray ones. My species hasn't cornered the market on betrayal, Valentine said. There's good and bad everywhere.
I would have more good,
Anka said, lifting a mule's worth of gear. Someday, old horse, Valentine said, watching dust settle as the column bumped off to the north at a steady 10 miles an hour. The sun was setting. The Twisted Cross Reapers would be in Omaha soon, and he had a tunnel to crawl through. They went back to the outlet, an old cement drainage pipe by the interstate, broken open by some force of war or nature.
I believe you should let me come. Be another set of eyes, if nothing else,
Anka insisted. Suppose we're crawling through your tunnel as a Reaper passes overhead. He might find it strange that life sign is passing a few feet under his boots, don't you think? Valentine turned over the PPD and his remaining ammunition. Here's my gun. If I'm not back by tomorrow morning, go to the meeting place at the river I told you about. There should be a human woman there. If not, look for a pile of 4 of anything. Rocks, firewood, whatever. There may be a note in there, and you can act on it as you see fit. Or go back to our people in Omaha. He unwrapped his old nylon hammock, placed the flamethrower, his sword, and the satchel charge within its webbing, and then wrapped it all up in a blanket. He climbed into the tunnel, pulling the sack behind him. See you at sunup, he said, and backed into the hole. The escape tunnel was a wonder of improvised engineering. Valentine had expected to have to wriggle through it like a mole in a garden tunnel, but forgot about the grog shoulder span. Wood held it up in some places, corrugated aluminum in others. And beneath the road and rail line, Valentine crawled through a real concrete tunnel. The building of this thing must be a fascinating story in itself. He promised himself to